We are heading towards a new moon, which is always a pivot cycle. This one is especially potent because it marks the period for the next 6 months or so, energetically. So this is a sort of an open invitation for everyone to consider what they're feeling these days. Rather, what is the topic that really stands out, that really pops out, that you need to focus on? This is the karmic cycle that you need to release, and this cycle really highlights elements of the past that have to be released because of the way they still, unfortunately, impact our behavior and our personality today. So it's basically releasing remnants of an old identity for the sake of the new one. Okay. Obviously, there's going to be a purging cycle. We talk about new earth, beginning a new cycle, and so on. And anything that remains that's not supposed to be around is you're gonna have to go, essentially. So pay attention on the 11th of the month or the 12th, wherever you are based. You can check out online what is your specific hour for the new moon, how you're feeling, and what is the topic that really stands out, because that's going to be a topic that's going to be highlighted for the next 6 months as we head into spring and we head into summer. Definitely the cycle gets easier as we enter the month of March. Okay, as spring comes slowly towards the spring equinox, we're looking at an easier cycle. Okay, we'll see it in the world events, we'll see it in however it manifests, but it also has to play out within ourselves. So we have to really ascertain what is the situation with ourselves, what are current blockages, what are things we need to release, and as we complete the retrograde cycle, to really put an emphasis on self-care. It's not necessarily a time to move forward. It's a time to, the retrograde by design halts and slows down and then starts again. Figuratively, of course, not physically. And we are asked to do the same. We're asked to go within and figure out what is the element, the specific notion that is being highlighted by the specific cycle. There's always a motif, a theme for every retrograde cycle, especially Mercury, because it comes with a certain impetus, and we have to highlight that motif and work on it. If we don't, we are only making our lives hard. So a lot of the work is releasing, a lot of the work is being in the moment, and we need self-care for that. We need to put an emphasis on walking around in nature, on sleeping properly, proper hydration, nutrition, and breath work. Breath integrates the soul into the body. It calms down your nervous system. It helps you deal with stress and anxiety that, is highlighted by this cycle. Mercury can also make you very nervous at times. So we have, again, an important day on the 11th, an important cycle on the 17th. I'm not going to go into the astrological. This is more of an intuitive forecast. It's coming from guidance. The 17th is an important day. See how you feel, ascertain. And the 22nd, we are in 2 months. So the 2nd and the 22nd really stand out, 2021. So there's a lot of numerological stuff at play, but obviously numbers are the language of the universe, and it communicates with us in a certain manner. So the 21st as well, 21, 21, 21 to 21. So it's an important and heavy month. I'm not going to pretend like it's easy for everyone or easy to coast by, because the universe essentially wants us to close the cycle within ourselves and with the world. There are a lot of things that have been brought up in last year, in 2020, that need to be, released and lay ground for something new. If you have a garden and you have, old weeds that you haven't uprooted yet, and you want to cultivate something, you're going to have to clean everything before the ground is fertile enough for you to grow something new, entirely popping out of nowhere, so to speak. So that's the cycle at hand. And it's really an invitation to work on your self-care for you. Emphasize breath work, meditation, relaxation, dealing with your stress and anxiety, and basically addressing the issues at hand. Okay, but don't expect any relief before the end of March. Of course, this is a global kind of energetic forecast. Some people are faring better than others. It all depends on your acquiescence and your resistances, so that's okay. But work on yourself. Sit with yourself, address the issues. Understand this is not a time to be building, great things that are supposed to take fruition now. This is a time to clean up whatever's not working so that you can build stronger foundations later. And really, as we enter the spring, that brings new growth and burgeoning growth out of every plant and fauna and the flora around us, it's the same with us, especially this year. So 2021, especially March 21st, is a date that stands out in terms of new energy. So as difficult as things are right now with the lockdowns and the isolations and all this stuff, this too shall pass, and we're heading to a new era, but in order to create it, we must be accountable and work on ourselves. Before I continue, I will just mention that I've made some changes with the channel, and it was important for me to liberate a lot of my time to focus on new projects actually. So I've put a lot of the courses that were, available on Udemy and also on the website. So check it out at Indigo Light Love. You'll have everything there. On the homepage, you can check out our Instagram. You can check out our Patreon if you want to be a co-creator. You can donate through PayPal if you want to contribute to kind of Facebook. And check out the courses on Udemy. Everything is going to be in the description of the video, in the first comment and the description on the Indigo Light channel if you're on another channel. And it's really potent material that helps you to... The latest course is called New Earth Awareness, the Building Blocks. It's exactly to help you through different exercises and meditations and tools to build a new world for yourself. And on the website, we have Freedom from 3D Employment, and we have a new compilation of guided meditations that help you work on a lot of issues, from family to your health to, connecting to your purpose, connecting to your guidance. So there's a lot of material that's, also extremely affordable for that purpose, to put it out there. And God knows we know that we need the tools at this time. We need tools, and we need, to have a greater amount of fluidity in our lives. So for the continuing weeks, we are today, depending on when you see this, you're going to see it before the new moon. We are looking at a cycle of perhaps greater challenge. And challenge is always a positive thing, no matter how much resistance you have within yourself. It irks us and it brings us to perhaps a boiling point and asks us to deal with certain issues. So transparency with self, addressing the issues at hand, extremely important during this time. And self-care. I really cannot stress this enough. Especially an emphasis, if you haven't done this, breath work. It integrates the soul into the body, and that's the etheric part, and then there's all the physical stuff you can read about. To relax, to deal with your anxiety, because I'm getting emails about, from clients and difficulties with the spirit, and it is a huge purging cycle. I'll be very frank, I haven't met such a difficult cycle in years in terms of really putting in the work and the stuff it brings out of you, the challenges, but it's all for the best.